Hello everyone, my name is Kevin Ehrlich, and in this video I'm going to be comparing the Dow Jones Industrial Average and the S&P 500 and telling you which one you should invest in. So the Dow Jones Industrial Average is made up of 30 publicly owned blue chip companies based in the United States. A blue chip company is a very large company with a stable earnings history. The 30 companies are picked by the editors of the Wall Street Journal, and the index is price weighted, meaning the higher the stock price, the more weight it has in the index. The S&P 500 is made up of the 500 largest companies listed on the New York Stock Exchange and Nasdaq. The index is market cap weighted, meaning that it is weighted by the size of the company, not by the stock price. When you compare the two, we can see that the Dow Jones Industrial Average has slightly outperformed the S&P 500 since 1978. And then when you compare them from 1996, once again we see that the Dow Jones Industrial Average has outperformed the S&P 500. Then comparing them over the past 5 years, once again the Dow Jones Industrial Average is on top, same with for 1 year. Year to date, they're about the same, slightly ahead by the S&P 500. Same with 6 months, and then for 3 months, the Dow Jones Industrial Average is once again ahead. So based off of this, you're probably saying, well, the Dow Jones Industrial Average performs better, so shouldn't I just go with that? Well, I would disagree with that because there are some serious flaws to the Dow Jones Industrial Average. So the first flaw was mentioned earlier, and that is that it's price weighted. So I don't understand any reason to weight an index by price over the size of the company. So let's go to the holdings to show you what this means. So here we can see that the top holding in the Dow Jones Industrial Average is Boeing. But we know that Boeing isn't the largest company in the United States. So why is Boeing the largest holding? Well, the only reason Boeing is the largest holding is because it has a stock price of $386 versus Apple's, which is $224. What we'll also find is that Amazon is not one of the holdings of the Dow Jones Industrial Average. Now, why is this? Well, we can see that Amazon has a price of $1,889. So this would cause a massive problem to the Dow Jones Industrial Average because so much of it would be in Amazon alone because of its stock price. Now let's compare the holdings of the Dow Jones Industrial Average to the S&P 500 to see how much the weighting method affects the holdings. So here we have the top 25 holdings of the Dow Jones Industrial Average compared to the top 25 holdings of the S&P 500. So we can see that the top 5 holdings of the Dow Jones Industrial Average are Boeing, United Health, Goldman Sachs, Apple, 3M, Home Depot, McDonald's, Caterpillar, IBM, and Visa. I'm pretty sure that was 10. Compared to Apple, Microsoft, Amazon, Berkshire Hathaway, JP Morgan Chase, Facebook, Johnson & Johnson, ExxonMobil, Google, and Google. I'm pretty sure that was 10. 10? I don't know what I was going for. I may have said 5 and that ended up reading 10. Anyways, but yeah, you can see, these are clearly, I mean, you don't even have to know what their actual total size is. You know that these are the largest companies right here. Okay, but these companies, not so much. Yeah, sure, they're all big companies, but they're not the largest ones, and it's not weighted by size. So I don't see why that is. I just don't understand it. It shouldn't be that way. And I think that just looking at the holdings, I'd much rather have this portfolio than this portfolio. Okay, so now let's get to the big question. I'm sure you already know the answer. Which one should you invest in? Well, I would simply recommend the S&P 500. But wait a second, the Dow Jones Industrial Average outperforms the S&P 500, so what's your answer to this? Well, my answer is that the reason this happens is probably because you're dealing with 30 very large companies versus 500 large companies, and once you go down the list, these companies become smaller and smaller, so it's not going to perform as well as these 30 large companies. I'm pretty sure a portfolio of these 25 companies would outperform these companies, so my recommendation is buy neither the Dow or the S&P 500. Instead, make a portfolio of the top 25 holdings in the S&P 500, or pick some companies from this list that you like and believe in and make that your portfolio. Now, in order to do this, you used to need a lot of money because you're dealing with expensive stocks, as you can see right here. So for example, if you only have $2,000 to invest, you can't buy all of these stocks because, already Amazon alone is $1,889. So you would first need enough money to buy one share of each, and then you would need way more money to properly weight the portfolio. So the solution to this is to make this portfolio through a broker that offers fractional shares such as M1 Finance or Stockpile. So you should invest in neither the Dow or the S&P 500. You should make a portfolio through fractional shares of either the top 25 holdings in the S&P 500 or the companies you like and believe in from this list. But if I had to choose between the Dow Jones Industrial Average and the S&P 500, I think I would pick the S&P 500. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please like it if you did and subscribe for more content. Thank you for watching and have a great day.